This is McCook's Mr. Bill. Honored to have you here. You're looking at some of my gourds. This is a long neck gourd that I grew. $3 package of seed. I grew 10 really good ones at $10 a piece. That's $100. How often can you invest $3 and 4 months later you get $100 back? You bet. And I'm going to make birdhouses out of them though and give them for Christmas presents. That's a pretty cheap Christmas present, and yet if you bought them all painted up and dolled up in the stores, I've seen them go as high as $50 bill. I said a $50 bill. But you're here for a story. Okay. 1 minute of your time or a lifetime of regret. 1 minute of your time. An example was that back in 1971, I had a friend of mine killed in a car accident. She was a wonderful friend throughout my high school career. We were only friends, and yet she got killed in a car accident out on a country road. A big old branch was laying out on the country road just beyond a hill. As you drop down, there was that big branch. So she swerved to miss it, and she rolled the car. Now, she was going too fast. They estimated she was doing 70 mile an hour on a 50 mile an hour road. But she lost control of the car, rolled, and it killed her. It killed her. But the 1 minute and the regret is a man that I know. He said to me after the funeral, he came up to me and he said, I'll have to live with that for the rest of my life. Because he said, I went over that hill, that same road the day before. And he said a big branch had fallen off of a big truck. Big old branch, a lot bigger than this one. You bet. A lot bigger. And he said, I need to stop and move that off the side, get it off into the ditch. But he said, nah, somebody else will do it. It'll be okay. Somebody else will do it. I got to get to town. He said it wouldn't have taken him maybe 1 minute, and he could have moved that off the side of the road. No other traffic. He could have easily done it. He didn't do it. And because he didn't do it, take that 1 minute, one young lady is dead, and he has to live with it. A terrible regret for the rest of his life. The rest of his life. My other one, on a regret, I worked for a number of ranches, as you well know, throughout my life. And one of them, the neighbor to a ranch that I worked at, had a grandchild come and visit the elderly couple at that ranch. And she stepped out their back door of their house, and a great big plus 3 foot rattler bit her. Didn't rattle, nothing, just hit her, bit her. They hauled her to the hospital real quick and found out that she was allergic to the antivenom, and so they had to air flight her to Denver. It cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to save that young lady's life. Hundreds of thousands. And she was never the same. She had health issues for the rest of her life, up to date, as an adult now. So what I'm discussing, let me kill that big spider. So, what happened and who's the regret? Well, one of the ranch hands that worked with me, he drove that road the day before. I said the day before. And about 100 yards from that house, he said, I saw a 3 foot plus rattlesnake crawling across the road. But he said, well, it's 100 yards from the house, it'll head the other way, it ain't going to cause anybody in trouble, and I have to get to work. He said, again, it would have only taken a minute to stop the pickup, reach over, and grab his .357, stick it out the window, and kill that rattlesnake. He said, I could have easily done it. Less than a minute, probably. And because he didn't do that, a little girl was bitten by a deadly poisonous snake. Now, it's not 100% sure it was that rattlesnake, but it was the same size and within 100 yards of where that rattlesnake was seen the day before. The day before. So when you come up to a situation where you say, I should do something, and then you say, nah, I ain't got to take the time, or somebody else will do it, you might think to take that second thought and realize you may regret it for the rest of your life. Rate this film.